I'm talking about
Quiz The Dibbs. All right.
Uh-oh.
Ain't done this in a while. Kind of a baseball show today.
Well,
baseball.
NBA's over, hockey's over, and now we're going to have the NBA draft. It'll be right back to the NBA.
Some of these shows, how they do NFL in June. Wall-to-wall NFL. It's tough.
That is tough. I mean, talking about who's going to be the starting quarterback in June is, I don't know.
Power rankings. Top 5 power rankings.
Oh, by the way, Aaron Rodgers,
NFC.
this could be his last year.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So, baseball guys, baseball men, you guys have just such a knack for your memory on pitch count, the weather, like what number this guy was wearing and who he was married to at the time. But it's like where I put my keys.
I have no idea. Absolutely
no idea. I always think, because I think football players, they like mix and match things a lot when they're talking about it. They might have the right play, but they're actually in the wrong game. Maybe it's got something to do with getting hit in the head. But baseball players, it's just, man, all baseball coaches, I always say, like, man, what happened that game? That 13-14 extra inning game? Well, threw a couple sliders. We had a guy in there. He ain't pitched a lot. Walked 2 people. The next guy up, that was their cleanup. Like, that was 45 years ago. How do you remember that? I don't know. Something about baseball.
You remember your worst moments, not your best moments.
So we are dipping back into one of our favorite set of baseball cards, and this is how we quiz the dibs here on the Rob Dibble Show.
You color code, though. I have no idea what that even means.
Well, this is a 1990 score set, and yes, this is the green bunch.
The green level.
The whole score set is color coordinated for no apparent reason. And we did dip into the Reds, and they got a lot of rookies in the red, not the Cincinnati Reds, but the red-colored 1990 score set cards. And this today, I don't know. I got some usual suspects. We do have a Cincinnati Red in here, so we may be breaking a heart. Is he still in here? Did I lose him? Yeah, he is. Okay. So give Dibbs some information on the card that I'm holding with maybe his colleagues or people he's played against in the past, or just his baseball mind would know. And if he gets it right, he gets a ding and he moves on in life smarter or dumber than before. We shall see how today goes. It's hot out there. He's had his breakfast. He should be ready to go for today's Quiz the Dibbs. Easy one to start you off with. I did not know he was a Brewer. Forgive me. I know him more as a Padre, definitely a New York Yankee, and also
Barry Sheffield.
Wow, gosh, that was 2. Hold on.
He was awesome on the Padres.
I got to get my
Milwaukee. He was also
Brewer.
a Marlin. Some of his best years were my last active year, even though I was hurt, was 96. And look this up if it's on the back of the card. Is it 42 home runs?
No, this is a 1990 score. So.
Okay, so I think he had about 42 home runs that year. And listen, Jeff Conine, a couple of the other guys on that team, Pendleton, the other guys, not that much protection for him. That guy was amazing because I got to watch it because I was injured the whole year of him getting 1 or 2 good pitches to hit a game and having an unbelievable year. And then they win the World Series the next year.
What position would you say
he was? Right field.
This says him as a shortstop.
He started as a shortstop at 18. Made a few errors. But again, you throw him in the big leagues 18, 19, 20 years old, like you did with Robin Yount. And Robbie ended up going from shortstop to center field, becoming a Hall of Famer like that. Chef should be a Hall of Famer. He's totally getting, boned with that whole thing. Yeah, and it's just brutal.
He was a Denver Zephyr as well.
No. So the Zephyrs were the Brewers.
Okay.
You can look this up later on. A guy named Joey Meyer was this giant Hawaiian dude that hit so many home runs. I played against a bunch of these Brewers in the minor leagues when I was in Nashville.
Right.
They were in Denver.
So here you go. There's a Gary Sheffield.
I love it.
Ooh, show the camera, I guess. I'm sorry. Nick's got the camera. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Nice little Gary Sheffield.
This is young Gary.
Young Gary.
This is young Gary.
Once he finally gets into the Hall of Fame, if that ever happens, that card will be worth 75
And I got to tell you,
cents.
so you look at his arms, they look like bowling pins. I used to watch him in Miami. Before the game, we had this, you know what these grip machines are, right?
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a T, and you could grip it together, and you put weights, the flat weights on it. He would put 100 pounds, 4 25-pound weights on it, and do as many grips as he could do. And Tony Fernandez, who is another great shortstop, would do the same thing. So these guys didn't have huge chests, didn't have big biceps, although he had big biceps.
Yeah.
But their forearms, like Steve Garvey, Ron Say, all of these guys, Chef, I mean, these guys had Eric Davis. Their wrists and forearms and their grip strength was off the charts.
I think this guy fits the bill as well. I'm looking at a Baltimore Oriole now, center fielder, and I do know him as a center fielder more than anything. Number 9, good-looking kid. Came out of Pawtucket, man. A lot of people up there saw him. Rochester. Then he made it to the Baltimore Orioles, 1989. Was not hitting well. Lucky to stay in there, but as a strong...
It's not Brady Anderson.
Give him a ding.
No way.
Yeah, Brady Anderson.
He had 50 home runs one year.
Yeah.
No way. I just have a different number in my head for him.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's right.
He might have changed numbers.
Yeah, I think he did change numbers.
But again, this guy...
Forearms.
Forearms. And people are like, oh, he's on roids. No, dude was... These guys, again, they work so much on quickness and having quick hands and quick bat speed, and everything now is velo off the bat. These guys were about getting it through the zone and getting it to the zone and to the ball out in front. It was just a different time. Oh, cool. I love Brady. Brady's a great dude. And great guy.
Let's go to the pitching rotation.
Ugly unis. I was not...
Baltimore's unis?
I don't like that black hat with the bird on it. I think that's a spring training hat. But
wow, didn't even notice that.
The old Orioles hats were cool as hell.
All right, starting pitcher. He was a Cub. I had no idea he was a Cub, but this has him as a Texas Ranger. This is 1989. He has a long career after that. Starting pitcher, Ranger. He is number 39 on this card. Lefty. Originally from Pennsylvania. I did not know that. So I guess that's when I know him as a Philly more than anything.
Mulholland?
No,
damn it.
Not Mulholland.
Give me another hint. When was he a Cub?
3 years prior. He is a Cub 86 to 88. 89, they put him in the rotation for the Rangers. Real 500 guy. I think he finds it here.
Kenny Rogers?
No, not Kenny Rogers.
Damn it.
Did you believe it or not? This is Jamie Moyer.
Wow.
Look at that,
oh, my
dude.
God.
Jamie Moyer.
This guy had a ridiculous, 25-year career, won 250 games. Never threw harder than 85 miles an hour.
I
married,
did not know he was a Texas Ranger.
bigger than this, and I told you this the other day. Married Digger Phelps' daughter. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful woman. His charitable work is unbelievable. Yep. One of the most charitable guys ever. Love Jamie Moyer.
Never really changed, man.
Well, Never like we used to say though, like Norm and I, because we're a-holes. You got to have guts to throw 85 in the big leagues. Like Tom Browning. Tom Browning threw a perfect game. You literally, because you don't understand when you're standing 60 feet from another grown man that could literally put the ball through your skull. It takes something for you to not go out there throwing 90, 95. Like it psychologically was a lot easier for me at 95 than if I had thrown 85.
Here's a Cincinnati Red pitcher that came in the stack of 1990 scorecards.
Really?
Not a nasty boy. Right-hander, number 42. 6'1", so he's a
number 42.
Gentleman.
Is this Tim Leana?
It is not Tim Leana.
Is it Rick Mailer?
Wow.
Yeah.
Rick Mailer.
I love Ricky.
You guys must have got him from the Braves.
We got him from the Braves, and this dude passed away at 50 years old.
Oh, man. Pull
unexpectedly,
one out.
I know. This guy is one of my all-time favorites. I love that guy, and he was.
What was his role?
He was like the fourth or fifth starter. He was a guy that could come out of the bullpen if you needed him. I mean, he would do anything you wanted him to do. So he was a multi-purpose guy, not with the greatest stuff, but nice Christian man. Always had a funny joke, but it was always a clean joke. So that's our Rick, man. He's like one of the heads of the Fellowship Christian Athletes. So
I love it.
Yeah, dude. He was a Mets coach, getting ready for spring training, and he had a massive heart attack and died at 50.
Man,
never smoked. I don't think he drank.
So he was a baseball lifer,
dude. He was a career dude. Yeah,
man. Pour one out tonight.
He was the master of the quick pitch.
Oh,
this is why he was one of the last like generational guys.
He would hate this pitch clock.
Yeah, so he would absolutely hate that. So he loved to grab the ball like Browning, already have his foot in the rubber, get set, and get right back after you. So if you were like had your head down digging a hole or something,
right,
and time had not been called, you'd get a strike or something against you.
Wow. All right, sticking with the pitching theme, I have a New York Met lefty. This is kind of getting into
Is he thick?
No, he is not thick.
Bobby Ojeda.
Wow! How did you do that?
Well, Sid Fernandez is probably 350.
So it's either one or the other?
Sid, so it's either, or it was Jesse Orozco.
Bobby Ojeda.
He was almost killed in that boating accident.
Oh, he was.
That killed Steve Olin and Tim Cruz. It scalped him.
No way. Yep. This is that guy.
He survived this. Also cut off part of his finger with a trimmer, a hedge trimmer.
Dude.
Yeah.
This guy's flirting with disaster all over the place.
Great dude, too. Bobby
He had a long career.
Yes, he did. Well, left-handers, man. If you teach your kid to throw left-handed, throw
strikes.
He
looks like he's 55 years old
and
on this
right
car.
there, I think he's 30. Well, the uniform. Look at the uniform.
He looks like he's a good fella or a Godfather.
He could be like it from Jersey. You've got those ratty sleeves that they don't wear anymore. He's got the high socks where he's showing the socks, and our spikes were not that flashy like they are today.
Wow. Man, you got that one too fast. That one was too fast. I know our
because I listen. I knew all the pitchers on the Mets back in the day, man. Because we traded Franco. We traded Franco in '89 for Randy Myers.
I've always wanted to know about this guy, and I've had so many of these cards, and I always thought this guy has the coolest name, and he is the dorkiest looking dude. He started with the Pirates, 80, 81, went to the White Sox, 82, 83, 84, went up to Montreal and was one of those guys that got traded over to the Chicago Cubs back in 1988. He was a Cub, 88, 89, and also 90. He plays third base. The tough one. This is the 400
Buechele
stuff.
Steve Buechele.
Love me some Steve Buechele now. Buechele does look like a dork. He's got Buechele was way ahead of you and Norm.
Jody Davis was the catcher. We've gone over him before.
We've had Jody Davis. Buechele had the mullet perm like you and Norm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I have a pirate card of his too, and I always think, man, what a name! Like this dude should be like a crime fighter with a name.
Jeff King?
No, that's a good name though.
What's his name?
Vance Law.
Oh, Vance Law.
Yeah.
Vance Law. Do you know Vance Law at all?
I do not, really.
That dude was a journeyman third baseman.
I know. So he probably wasn't. Oh, yeah. I know Vance.
What, you saw the dorky picture? The glasses
the dorky
on
glasses.
The back?
So those were the 70s, 80s model glasses.
The thin rims.
Thin rims, but giant face. Like it went all the way down to your cheeks. So it's weird because I had those in the 70s. And
those glasses?
And I used to say to my mom, Ma, I look like
Vance Law.
Yeah, like Vance Law.
Look at Vance Law. Tell me
look
what
at Vance Law. That's great.
Oh, him and Sabo, to me.
Well, it stumped me because he wasn't really. It says third base, but Buechele, I think, started.
Yeah. Yeah, he bounced everywhere.
Yeah.
Like probably in his day before the Cubs, he played third base.
Oh yeah, but listen,
he's a
you would
pinch
trick
hitter,
me.
he's
Listen,
a pinch runner for
Dave
the Cubs.
Collins, Joel Youngblood, like fourth outfielders or a fifth infielder. Yeah. Those guys played 20 years. Like if you look back, like Ken Griffey Sr., I think Griffey Sr. played with the Yankees. He played with the Reds in the 70s. And then he had like a whole nother career in the 80s and 90s. It was nuts. Some of these guys played forever.
Okay, bonus one. Now, this guy's a part of some famous brothers. This is a Padre card of his, but he played a bunch of different teams. I think he wins a World Series.
Roberto Alomar.
Man, that was too easy for you.
Yeah.
Well, famous families. You're talking like Boones or Alomars or Alous.
Yeah. Who's my catching family that I love?
The Molinas.
Molinas, yeah.
Yep. And I think Benji's the one that wasn't a catcher. They made him a catcher. I think Jose and Yachty were the full-time guys.
Yachty's
but
the best
Benji
ever.
ended up being one of the best, too.
How does this happen? Sandy Alomar,
Well,
catcher.
we trade him to the Blue Jays. I don't say we, I mean Major League Baseball. They
Right.
traded him.
But
Get that
for-
little mustache, though.
I just
forget
want to
that.
know how the baseball team went for the family. Like, he's a second baseman, always a second baseman, and his brother gets to be the
because
catcher.
he's a foot shorter than Sandy Jr.
and 6 inches less wide.
And the range, one of the greatest ranges. I mean, this dude's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But like I say, only guy, he was like the Omar Vizquel of the second baseman back then. So Robbie could go anywhere and go 10, 20 feet on the shortstop side, throw you out, going behind the first baseman and making play. He was one of the first, hybrids, you'd say. As a football player, you'd call the guy a hybrid, right? That guy, he could have played center field. He could have played third. He could have played anywhere. Great out. He was like a Barry Larkin at second base. I don't know why they put him there. Should have been a shortstop.
I don't either, right?
He probably came up and they were like, we're going to make you a second baseman because they had Gary Templeton. Ozzie Smith was there, and then they kind of Ozzie was with the Cardinals after that. I mean, listen, that guy was a switch hitter. He was unbelievable at lefty or righty. I mean, and I played with him in winter ball in Caguas, Puerto Rico, and when I met him, he was like 17 years old, like Bernie Williams was. And these guys were just unbelievable, man. They breathed baseball. They ate baseball. They slept baseball, and it was crazy because you don't understand that unless you get some of the culture in you going to Puerto Rico. Right. I didn't go to Venezuela or Dominican because I love Puerto Rico more. But having his dad, I mean Sandy Sr.,
unreal.
You talk about hard ass. That guy could have been like a Marine sergeant.
Really?
I mean, oh my God, and just on me. And then the guy that would save me was Ed Figueroa. And I'm sure
awesome.
for
That
like
is awesome.
Roberto Alomar and Sandy Alomar, like when they got their coaches in the States, that was like, okay, my dad's not coaching me anymore. This is awesome.
That makes so much sense.
And Sandy's still the first base coach with the Indians.
Right.
You talk about like legacy, like it's like the Boones. It's like, Bob Boone was also one of my coaches. I played with Brett Boone. Aaron Boone still managing the Yankees. I mean, how much longer do you have to be at the major league level in baseball? So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's quite the family.
Unreal. I think you aced it today, man.
Thank you.
Unreal.
Well, you got me with Vance Law.
Vance Law, that was a tough one. That was a real tough one, but I would definitely give you an A for the effort today.
I thought Ojeda was pretty good.
that was amazing.
Pulled that one out of my
Amazing. Hopefully there's some listeners that were playing along that knew Ojeda as well.
Oh, my God. Listen,
Sure
I'm
there
sure
were.
Met fans love Bobby O. That dude was awesome. We'll do the NBA draft next, the top picks. This is kind of like what we did yesterday with the contests.
I know.
Where are they from? Actually, I was like, when you were doing where are they from, I'm like, who are they?
I know.
I had no idea who some of those top 10 names were on the NBA draft list. Maybe you will know. We'll talk about it next on the Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell in your afternoon drive and Nick Federico on the ones and twos. And also now he's on the YouTube channel with all the cool baseball cards. We'll be right back.